object detector using IR sensor. An infrared sensor is an electronic device that emits in order to sense some object in the surrounding. An IR sensor can measure the heat of an object as well as detects its motion. These types of sensors measure only infrared radiation. Usually, in the infrared spectrum, all the objects radiate some form of thermal radiation. These types of radiation are invisible to our eyes, but that can be detected using an infrared sensor. The emitter is simply an infrared LED, and the detector is simply an IR photodiode, which is sensitive to IR light and detects it. The basic concept of an infrared sensor, which is used as object detector, is to transmit an infrared signal. This infrared signal bounces from the surface of the object, and that distance is calculated. The IR transmitter. Infrared transmitter is a light-emitting diode which emits infrared radiations. Hence, they are called as IR LEDs. Even though as IR LED look like a normal LED, the radiation emitted by it is invisible to the human eye. The picture of a typical infrared LED is shown. This is the transmitter, this is the object, and when it strikes the surface of the object, it is received by the IR receiver. The infrared receiver are also called as infrared sensors as they detect the radiation from an IR transmitter. IR receivers come in the form of photodiodes and phototransistors. Infrared photodiodes are different from normal photodiodes as they detect only infrared radiation. The working of the circuit. An infrared sensor circuit is one of the basic and popular sensor modules in an electronic device. This sensor is analogous to humans' visionary senses, which can be used to detect obstacles, and it is one of the common applications in real time. Well, it can help a blind man to move freely, as it can tell him as he moves nearer to some object. In this project, the transmitter section includes an IR sensor, which transmits continuous IR rays to be received by an IR receiver module. An IR output terminal of the receiver varies depending upon its receiving of IR rays. Since this variation cannot be analyzed as such, therefore this output can be fed to a comparator circuit. Here, an operational amplifier of LM358 is used as a comparator circuit. When the IR receiver does not receive a signal, the potential at the inverting input goes higher than the non-inverting input of the comparator. Thus, the output of the comparator goes low, but the LED does not glow. When the IR module receives signal to the potential at the inverting input, it goes low. Thus, the output of the comparator goes high and the LED starts glowing. Now let me explain this to you further by looking at the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram. Resistor R1, that is 220K, R2 the resistor 10K, and R3 is the 330 are used to ensure that minimum of the 10 milliampere current passes through the IR LED. Devices like photodiode and the normal LEDs respectively. Resistor RV1 preset 10K is used to set the sensitivity of the circuit diagram. The principle of an IR sensor working as an object detection sensor. The components required are LM358 IC, one IR sensor both transmitter and receiver, a 10K variable resistor, a 10K, a 220 ohm and 330 ohm resistor, LED, breadboard, 9 volt battery, battery cap and connecting wires are required components for this project.